Hey, how's it going everybody, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I'll be covering some Master Rank SoloQ gameplay featuring Greninja in the jungle. As you can see in the battle prep, these are the items I've selected for the upcoming match. My battle item of choice is a eject button. I use it for every single Pokemon that I play in Unite. It's essentially used as a gap closer for some playmaking potential, or an escape depending on the situation. So you would use it to escape a dire situation that's unfavorable to you or your teammates, or you use it to try to secure a kill or get closer to initiate a fight, that sort of thing. My held items are Muscle Band at level 20, Score Shield at level 20, and Floatstone at level 21. I will say that I am a free-to-play player. I have not spent any money when it comes to buying tokens and upgrading my items. That being said, I have spent money on buying actual Pokemon to use. I think it's important to understand Pokemon, whether it be to synergize well with them on your team, or you have that game knowledge so you know how to play against them. And one of the many ways to understand that is by playing them yourself. Also, as a solo queue player, you're not always going to get the role that you prefer playing. My preferred role is jungle, so it's important to have some Pokemon in the back pocket in case you need to take one for the team and just play a Pokemon that you have to in order to have some good team dynamic in solo queue. So, going into this match, I will be breaking down some of the things that I do because I think it's important to highlight what I'm thinking. So, I start off with Substitute. I use this to get over the wall so I don't have to walk around, just to save a couple of seconds. If you haven't played Froakie or Greninja before, basically, it can attack with melee attacks and ranged attacks. So, when you're in melee range, your every third strike will do bonus damage based on the amount of missing health that your target has. And when you're using ranged attacks, every third attack basically applies a small slow, a movement impairing slow on your target. So very versatile when it comes to its auto attacks, and most of its damage comes out through them, depending on how you skill. So I'm just going to do the standard clear, and I'm just going to pause this right here. So what I hate the most, and as a jungler main, I'm sure a lot of you understand, I personally hate when someone from my lane tries to take my jungle. Fortunately for me, I'm able to secure the Corphish, so I'm able to level up to level 5. And depending on the Pokemon they're using, it's not a big deal. But when your laner tries to tax your jungle, it's very, very annoying. Because essentially, it's not really helping them. Because they're getting very minimal XP. And they're delaying your power spike. So if I stay at level 4, that means I don't get my smoke screen. And that means I'm unable to use that to either escape a dire situation or make a playmaking, gank or across the map. So it really just depends on what Pokemon you're using and the situation at hand. But if you're a laner, please don't ever do this. It's really frustrating. But fortunately, in this case, I'm able to secure the Corphish, which means I do get to level 5. And because I have smoke screen, my opponents do not see me coming because I'm invisible. And yeah, I eject button, I secure the kill on Gibble, and I'm able to feint them. That allows me to score and get some, XP. And yeah, I still have a bit of time. I have a small window to make something happen. So what I'm going to do here is just ensure that my team gets this Vespiquen camp. Just apply some pressure, and, I'm going to use my smoke screen for some cover. Get that movement speed, get that invisibility, score again for a little bit more XP. And I could stay a bit longer to secure the Apom, but that would put me a little farther behind because I need a recall to get my camps. So I'm going to do my second clear here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to secure my buffs, and that will allow me to get level 7. When I play Greninja, I prefer getting Surf rather than Water Shuriken. I personally think Surf is so much better. It's basically an escape and a gap closer, and it can reset upon execution, so I just think it's really strong. So because I see an opportunity, I use my smoke screen to, get that invisibility and, close some distance between myself and the Slowbro. And I'm just going to secure these camps. The Zora is playing really aggressive, I'm not exactly sure why. But that allows me to find an opportunity to, secure it with a Surf. And a prolonged team fight here is not in our best interest, so it's actually better that if we just back off They're progressively healing on the platform, and we don't have much sustain, so I'm just gonna play it safe. And yeah, they're engaging on us, but there are only 2 of them, and they get caught by the Wigglytuff, and they got CC. That allows me to get my Surf off. So I'm just gonna pause the video right here, just for a split second. So something very important to note right here is that I'm very ahead. I'm significantly ahead compared to the enemy jungler and the enemy laners. I'm level 9 before the Dreadnought even spawns, and that is ridiculous. Usually at this moment, if it's like a standard normal game, you're usually level 7, level 8, give or take, assuming nothing has worked in your favor, and you're just, focusing on clearing your camps. But I'm so far ahead that I have my Unite move even before it spawns, and that allows me to take the initiative to engage in the first Dreadnought fight. And if you're a ranked player, doesn't matter what rank you are, you guys have to understand that Dreadnought is very, very, very important. The first one dictates the pace of the match and where you stand. If you get the Dreadnought, assuming you're not playing horrendously beforehand, you're significantly ahead of your opposing, of the opposing team. They basically have to stall and wait for themselves to either get a pick, which is, picking off someone from your team that's struggling by themselves, doing something they probably shouldn't be doing, or they're forced to just stall out and wait for the second Dreadnought, because generally speaking, unless they're able to capitalize on a moment that is probably not going to come, they're going to be so behind in terms of levels. And usually the team that gets a Dreadnought are able to pressure so much, because they usually get their Unite moves as well, that getting the first Dreadnought, unless they're proactive, usually leads to your team getting the Rotom, or the team that gets the Dreadnought first. And yeah, so what I'm doing here, I recalled, get some health, and then I'm coming straight bottom to secure that objective. I'm signaling to my team that I'm heading bottom. I'm also signaling that I have my Unite move. So as soon as I see an opportunity to make a play, I'm going to go for it. I know that nobody on the other team has their Unite move, so I'm just going to take the initiative and just pull the Dreadnought. The Slowbro goes in, and yeah, very questionable decision. I throw my Unite move, and it lands on 3 of them. And at this point, yeah, just very questionable plays on their part. It's very difficult for them to, win a fight when they're severely underleveled, and I'm so far ahead. And this is just adding insult to injury. 3 of them get fainted. Their Gabite is top, so don't gotta worry about them. We secure the Dreadnought, and we get some levels out of it. And now my team pretty much covers the difference right now. So because I use my Unite move, I won't be able to have it for the next fight unless I farm. And then meanwhile, as you can see in the portraits, the Wigglytuff, the Slowbro, and the Lucario had their ultimates. The Lucario just used their ultimate, but they're in a really good position because they're over leveled at this stage, and they can just keep forcing fights to secure objectives or to secure points, whichever it may be. We secured the Rotom, but just gonna slow play it here. I think after we get the first, scoring zone, there's really not much point trying to push for the second one. We don't have many points to score, and it's not in our best interest to overcommit. So generally speaking, what I do after the first Dreadnought and I use my Unite move, assuming I even get it, I just take my time and I just farm the creeps, the camps, whichever you prefer, for the next Dreadnought. And because I'm over leveled, I can, play aggressive like this. The Slowbro, I'm not exactly sure why they're playing so far forward without their team. And maybe they were trying to bait, not exactly sure, but I secured the kill. And now I'm just going to continue farming the camps. Dreadnought's up in 25 seconds, so I still have a bit of time, but my Unite move will be ready. I'm signaling to my teammates that I'm going bottom. Essentially, I'm indirectly trying to tell them that, Dreadnought's coming up and I want them to be here. But because I see another opportunity, I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to force a fight. Dreadnought still technically hasn't spawned, so, I'm going to force the fight because I know we're in a position to win it. I'm going to use my smoke screen here to avoid the Garchomp ultimate. And, yeah, just wait it out and just re-engage. And now, we're just going to secure this Dreadnought pretty securely. We KO'd most of their team, and they used whatever ults they had. Eldegoss tried to, go for a last-minute steal, but, we KO'd them before they even got there. We're zoning them off, and, when the objective is already gone, just don't go 1v5ing. I don't know why the Slowbro even bothered going bottom when we already got the Dreadnought. So things are very unfavorable for the opposing team. Right now, they're just getting caught left and right. And when you're already behind because you lost not only the first Dreadnought, but the second one, you just got to be farming and hoping that you can make a miracle play on the Zapdos. In this position, we're so far ahead in terms of levels and, some points that all we really need to do is just play safe, play defensively. We don't need to worry about starting Zapdos because we are not losing. We should understand that the only way for them to win is either they play really creatively and sneak some goals, or they have to rely on Zapdos, which is usually the case in most of the time. So 1 minute until Zapdos, so right now I'm just going to focus on farming for my Unite move. I'm signaling to my teammates that they should probably retreat. There's really no point for them to be overextending here. When they're so far behind, every death that one of my teammates offers up, that just allows them to get some much needed experience back. And of course, like when they're under leveled like this, as you can see, the Eldegoss is level 9 compared to me, that's level 14. It's in their best interest to actually trade kills because they get more experience out of killing us than we do killing them. The Garchomp was hiding in the bush, probably waiting for Dreadnought, which makes sense. However, one thing I will, note right here, and I'm just going to wait a few seconds because it's about to come up. So I'm just going to pause it right here. Some people do not understand this, so I'm going to kind of elaborate on it. The Garchomp and the Slowbro right here, they use their Unite moves. You can see it on the screen, and you saw the Garchomp use their Unite move right before we KO'd them. That is a huge mistake in this situation. It's 2 minutes and 13 seconds left of the match. Zapdos is going to spawn in exactly 13 seconds. So when you use your Unite move this late, your chances of winning when you're so far behind are just getting even narrower. At this stage, you want to preserve your ultimate because you're going to need it for the Zapdos fight, which is going to be inevitable. When you're in the position where you're losing so badly that you really have no choice but to play for Zapdos, using your ultimate here for a fight that's pretty much meaningless, rather than the objective that's going to help you win the game, is such a huge mistake. You should always have your Unite move for a 2 minute mark, and if you don't, then you should be farming until you have it, because the Zapdos fight is very, very frequent. There are very few games where, people just completely ignore it because they're fighting back and forth and trying to score. But in most circumstances, in most games that you play, most likely, people play for Zapdos. And there's always going to be that one team fight or several team fights where you're going to try to find an advantage so you can secure it. But when you do not have your Unite move, your ultimate, basically you're going to be dead weight. So Slowbro and Garchomp use their ultimates now, and in 13 seconds that essentially means that they're not going to have it ready for Zapdos. So basically, both of them get KO'd for nothing. We're just going to try to secure the Dreadnought here. We have enough DPS here, so we're going to try our best to secure it. And fortunately, we got it right at the buzzer. So when Zapdos spawns, that basically means that Rotom and Dreadnought will no longer be available in the game. So we got the Dreadnought just in time, and that allows us to rotate towards the Zapdos and just play defense. We don't necessarily have to worry about scoring because we are ahead by a significant margin. And because they are, hovering around this map, hovering around the area, and I know the Garchomp and Slowbro don't have their ultimates, I can just play aggressive here. I get caught by the Surf, so I'm playing it really safe right here. I'm going to recall and just, spring back in towards the mid lane. All we have to do is defend. Because we're so far ahead, we don't really need to worry about Zapdos. We just need to make sure that they don't do enough damage to try to 50-50 it. And, they try to fight again, and we secure all 5 members of the opposing team, and they're not going to be in time to try to contest the Zapdos, and that's when they surrender. They realize that this game is over, and yeah, GG's. So the score is 295 to 208, and that may seem close. In reality, it is close. But from start to finish, that game was very, very... Like, the score is very misleading. We played it really well. We secured all the objectives from start to finish. We got both Dreadnoughts, both Rotoms, and we didn't necessarily make any significant or detrimental mistakes that would affect the outcome of this match. We maintained our lead for the entirety of the match, and as a jungler, I think that's the most important thing to note. Your job isn't to win the lanes for your laners, even if they're losing. Your job is to be in a position to assist them and apply pressure around the map. But most importantly, as a jungler, because you're getting solo experience in the jungle, like assuming nobody is taxing you from the side lanes, you're going to be the highest level in the game. That means that you need to take the initiative to make a difference to ensure that your lead, in terms of levels, transitions towards objectives. So that's what I did. Once I got my Unite move, I took the initiative to force a fight. That allowed us to get multiple kills, allows us to get goals, and it allows us to get the Dreadnought. And as long as nobody is misplaying severely, we maintain that lead until the next Dreadnought. So essentially, either they need to secure that for themselves to get a foot back into this game, and if they lose it, they're gambling on Zapdos. Of course, not all games are going to work out as smoothly like this. This is just one of those ideal games where, I think I played pretty well as the team. And, a sign of a good team is the fact that they are saving their ultimates for Zapdos. They understand that when you're winning, they're not overextending or they're not starting the Zapdos, encouraging a potential lose condition. When you're ahead, you do not try to throw by starting Zapdos because that allows the opposing team an opportunity to potentially steal it. And everybody knows how OP or strong Zapdos is. So, if you lose that, then essentially, no matter how well you do in the first 8 minutes, the Zapdos has the potential to completely mitigate any advantage you accumulated throughout the first 80% of the game. But yeah, that was my Greninja ranked gameplay. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you see, I'd appreciate the support by leaving a like or subscribing. I'm going to continue to push out more Pokemon Unite content. It's just a slow work in progress. But if you want to see anything, let me know in the comments below. And I look forward to making more videos. So, thank you for watching. Have a good day. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.